Hi, I'm Jake Birkett from Grey Alien Games and I'm playing Super Tank Simulator on Commodore 64. This was a Codemasters game from about 1990, I believe, and it's not really a shoot 'em up where you fly up the screen. You obviously drive a tank, and I played another game like this a little while ago called Super Tank Blaster. I played this actually just recently, but it didn't record my voice, so I'm hoping this one is. Anyway, it's got a cool cracktro, nice music, good looking logo, and I think there was infinite lives is what I got basically. And it's quite a short game if you cheat, otherwise maybe not. So Commodore key 3 times to skip levels. Okay, unlimited lives, yeah. So Codemasters, what I liked about it, it's got kind of decent enough music. I looked at the credits. It's coded by somebody Smith, somebody who's done the graphics, named themselves after Optimus Prime, I guess, and somebody Barrett on music, but not Sid Barrett. Yeah, okay. Basically, when you press 2 to view the credits, it automatically goes back to this screen. I'm going to start the game, and you'll see what it's like. It's kind of like Ikari Warriors when you get in a tank and you drive it around, except the sprite has got a full sort of 360, and it's got a lot of sprites between here. You've got 1, 2, 3, and then that. So I guess it's a 12 sprite system, right? Anyway, there's no auto fire, so you've got to spam the button. And bullets bounce off of walls, which is pretty novel. Like, I don't think it did that in the Ikari Warriors tank section. I don't know about this tank blaster I played a while ago. Yeah, that's a mine. Now in Ikari Warriors, they used to make a hideous noise when you got near and flashed, and which would, who would alarm their mine? They wouldn't really. But so that's more realistic, this game. But right, smart bombs blow up everything on the screen. Yeah, this is a silent mine that just flashes, I've discovered. So yeah, anyway, you drive your little tank around these landscapes, you shoot the enemies. They've got white bullets which show up clearly enough on this level, but a couple of levels it's less obvious. The tank, died. The tank is a tank, so it's not super fast as it's not like a spaceship speed, but it is pretty respectable. This is a shield. And I think you just flash for quite a long time, which is quite nice actually. I wish more old games did that, because most of the time you only saw the shield after you died. But yeah, it's actually pretty decent, and I actually played it last time to the end. I don't know if I'll do that this time. I can always skip with the Commodore key 3 times. Yeah, and after you beat every level, you get this Operation Wolf style mini game, and you can hold the fire button down and it auto fires. Otherwise I'm manually firing, and there's no disadvantage to manual auto firing, so you might as well basically. Let's get that thing. Okay, and it's like I was just actually looking at the background, noticing it's the same height all the way along. They haven't actually varied it. I mean, they've just got this sort of strip of exact same height background. Anyway, this is the enemy base. You have to shoot the guys, the rockets, whatever, and then it says well done, and you play another level. And there's only 4 levels in the game, so it's over pretty quickly, but I have got infinite lives, so that's obviously a massive cheat. Yeah, so you've got the landing craft, it dumps the tank off. Yes, this level is harder to see the enemy bullets because they're white and there's this quite bright background. So yeah, in terms of are there upgrades, I normally look for that in a shoot 'em up. Sadly not. I mean, we've seen smart bombs that destroys everything on the screen when you drive over it. That's fair enough. And we've seen shield, both undoubtedly useful. But what's that over there? Is that a smart bomb? I might go for it actually. I mean, I'm being hammered meanwhile, so it's like risk reward. By the time I've got it, everything will be dead anyway. Boom. Okay. So if I'd gone up the left side and memorised this map, I could have got that, and it would have been useful. How dare you drive at me, Jeep? Okay, I'm wrecking them. I'm better at this than the first time I played it. But yeah, this is actually quite good fun for a game. Controls okay, it's sort of well enough made. Scrolling's a bit like they didn't know how to use the scroll routine, or basically, I think I know what one of the issues might be. When you have this many bullets on the screen, you might not think anything of it, but on a Commodore 64, you have to track individually each of those bullets and make them bounce around, so they've got to do maths when they bounce on surfaces. I mean, you can probably do that really cheaply with a sort of approximation. But nevertheless, you've got to track all of these different bullets bouncing around, and the enemy sprites, move them each frame, and do the scrolling, plus the input, of course, and then the, you know, sound effects triggering. So yeah, that takes a lot of CPU time, right? And maybe that's why it scrolls badly, or maybe it just wasn't coded that well. It just occurred to me how big some of these sprites are, like the tanks. Maybe they're like, and that helicopter. Maybe it's not a sprite, maybe they just use characters to scroll it on, which would kind of make sense. Yeah, so I regarded this as a competent, you know, Ikari Warriors tank clone, and pretty good actually. It's kind of fun to play. It's got the strategy of bouncing stuff. Back in the day, I would have probably advanced much more carefully, using the scenery to just take everything out rather than charging ahead like I am. Maybe that would have made it more fun, because you know, you'd have got further, you'd have made fewer mistakes, you'd be thinking, yeah, I'm new to this. I'm trying to get that thing with a bounce, but I can't. Yeah, how would have I dealt with this back in the day? Ooh, smart bomb. Yeah, so I think I would have probably played it more cautiously than just driving around. Maybe that's why I enjoyed it so much, just driving around invincible is quite good fun, but then the whole game only lasts 10 minutes, so really I should have got good and played it for months as a kid, getting further each time on my paltry amount of lives. There's a shield over there. I will go and get that. I guess the shield, what's clever about this game then, is a shield would let you play recklessly. So if you wanted to just charge around shooting, this is the time to do it. Maybe that's why it's always good in a shoot 'em up to give someone or any game a shield, just to give them a moment of invulnerability where they don't have to care about defensive actions. They can just charge in. I mean, I was enjoying that shield a lot and now it's gone. Gunship got me, jeep, tank. See, that's quite a big sprite, but I bet it isn't really a sprite. Must be background characters. Or there's only, if there was only one of those vehicles on the screen at once, I might have said sprite, but there's two, unless they've multiplexed it from line to line, but I'm going with a character idea, which could be wrong. See, it speeds up, so when the scrolling finishes and you reach the end, the cursor moves faster and the auto fire goes faster, thus indicating that it was so slow. It was going half frame rate on the scrolling with all the enemies and stuff. Minefield. So this is actually the last level. So yeah, it's not a long game, especially if you're cheating. But if I bought it for $1.99, I'd have thought this is pretty good. Thank you, Codemasters. One of their more competent offerings. You know, decently done for what it is. I think Ikari Warriors is probably a more fun game, because you're the troops and you get into the vehicles when you need them. And the mines are sort of more threatening, and you can get power-ups in that game, like the sort of flak where you fires out 9 things. I don't know if I've played that in my run of these games. I ought to. If I played this and called this was called a shoot 'em up on Lemon 64, which must be how it's ended in my to play pile. So maybe I should give Ikari Warriors a go. Great game. Bit of a classic. Where you're a human shoot 'em up. I guess I was looking for mostly vehicle based ones in my series of videos about shoot 'em ups. I might as well finish this because I'm so close to the end now. Goes to show that it's fun enough that, you know, right, this time I'll get them. I was not concentrating properly last time. Damn. He says confidently and then gets wrecked by missiles. And get this thing. And another. Jeep. Yeah, I'd love to make an Operation Wolf style game. I started something like this on the Amiga, I think, but I couldn't find my code in Blitz Basic 2, which I was using at the time, so I must have used something else. Not saved it properly, or maybe I just thought about starting it and never did. Okay, yeah, Pro Level 9000, that's it. And that is the end of the game. Bit of Russian sounding music. It's called Super Tank Simulator by Codemasters, and like I said, if I'd spent $1.99 I'd have probably thought that was quite decent. Level end screen. Click end, I'm guessing it just goes back to a high school screen. Sort of thing that just games don't have anymore, but was de rigueur then because everything was based on arcades. Anyway, that is Super Tank Simulator. Thanks for watching, bye.